Let's talk about a powerful technique to increase student engagement. So this is a wonderful tool that can be used at all grade levels, elementary, middle school, high school. The best part about a 60-second relate break is it fits well into any classroom. Student engagement increases about 50% when students feel seen and heard in the classroom. The 60-second relate break is a great opportunity to make that happen in the classroom. So the 60-second relate break is also known as a turn and talk. We literally just provide a good, simple, shallow-ended, good-to-know-you question. We put this up in the parameters, allowing the students to know that this is going to be their time where they get to engage with the other students in the classroom. We'll set a timer for 60 seconds because ultimately, a lot of teachers feel prey to the idea that, how do I know if this conversation is going to last 2 or 3 minutes? We want to make sure that we offer an opportunity to use a timer in the classroom to make sure that you're utilizing the 60 seconds. Once we get up and going, the first thing we want to do is teach the students what's going to be happening during this time. I'm going to be walking around during the class and I'm just going to be listening to your conversations. This is where I encourage you to talk to your classmates. You're going to be talking about simple things like what's your favorite thing to drink in the morning, what's your movie that you're watching lately on Netflix or another streaming series, and the students are going to engage in conversations. Keep those conversations in bounds though. And then as you walk around, all you're going to do is listen to the students for 60 seconds. That means, teachers, no handing out papers, no multitasking, no checking roll. I know that puts us in a very uncomfortable position, but this is the best opportunity to show your students that you are willing to invest 60 seconds to just hear what's happening in their lives. As this tool comes to an end, you'll notice that as the 60 seconds ends, you'll want to teach your students to come to a closing so that therefore the conversation ceases. That seems to be a big part that teachers want to know is how do I get them to stop talking? We're going to teach them that when that 60-second timer goes off, that's when all the conversation cease. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we capture the connection. At the end of each and every one of our tools, we want to make sure that you let the students know, hey, what did y'all learn about each other from talking? Hey, let me tell you something I learned about you. And then we always make sure that the teacher shares last. We want to make sure that you incorporate yourself into the community building and connections. And so the students want to hear your response. Now, after you've captured all 3 of those connections, pull on those threads. Find out what kind of currency and connections are you finding, what's commonalities in the classroom. On the 60-second relay break, again, what we're trying to do is just listen to what the kids are talking about. Then we're going to share our response to that. We're going to capture that connection, and then we're going to close out that activity to increase engagement in the classroom where students ultimately broke away from the content. You embedded this into your instructional day. It literally took 1 minute, and the students will feel seen and heard in the classroom in such a simple way. Teachers, are you using techniques in the classroom that are currently getting you more engagement in the classroom? I'd love to hear about them. Hey, put them in the comments below, and that'll get us an opportunity to learn more about you. Now let's get back to the video. What's interesting about these tools is that you're able to pull on what I call the currency of connections. Let me give you an example. On that 60-second relate break question, let's say that the students were talking about what their favorite morning beverage is. And let's say that you overhear a student talking about a Dr. Pepper or a certain soda that they like to drink in the morning. Now, I want you to imagine, how is this going to pay off for you in the teacher's classroom? Well, 3 weeks from now, I want you to imagine that same student that you overheard and you remember one of those remarks, all of a sudden they come into the classroom and you notice something's off about them. And you're starting in your brain, you start to think back, wait a minute, about 3 weeks ago, they talked about having their favorite morning beverage. So you may say, hey, good morning. Did you happen to have your Dr. Pepper this morning? And they would be like, what? How would you know what I drink in the morning? And you're like, remember 3 weeks ago when we did that 60-second relay break, that turn and talk? And I was walking around the classroom. I listened to what you said that morning. And I thought about it because I noticed that you came in a little bit off this morning. Isn't it amazing that student would think you would know some type of magic trick, that you were stalking them, that you had some kind of secret information on them? No, you literally were just listening to them while they were participating in this quick activity in the classroom. I think that's going to say a lot for what your students will be willing to share with you, because at the end of the day, that is an amazing piece of currency you never know when you could utilize in the classroom. So are you teachers ready to engage more students in the classroom? Come to our website at ddiscipline.com. We'll see you there.